We're fine here. We're all fine here now. How are you? Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, issue 50. So, let's get started with issue 50. Let's see what's going on here. So, in this issue, we're going to talk about the AA-9 Coruscant Starfighter. If you hadn't figured out, this is the one that Anakin and Padme took off on so they could run off to Naboo and fall in love. I mean, that was the reason why they took it, but I'm sure that's what Anakin was thinking about. He's like, oh yeah, baby, time alone. We're going to talk about the occupation of Lothal. So this is all about the rebels. So I would highly recommend checking out the Rebels. It's a great series. So definitely do that. Let's get right into this issue. So this issue, we have some parts. And we have an empty bag. Let's get the empty bag out of the road, and we'll go through the parts. So we have a piece of hull plating. Very cool. We have some framework, and we have some of these. So we have 3 of the 2x1s, and we have 1 of the 2x2s. Or as they call them, 2-hole and 4-hole. All right. Let's go ahead and set that off to the side and see what we're going to be doing this. Interesting. We're going to start assembling the top frame. I had not anticipated that. Was not on my radar. Let's go ahead and get going with that. So I have a feeling we're going to need some of these parts that I just put away. Let's get those back out here and let's have a look, see what parts we do need. I'll bring this back out here. So we need these 2. So that's 12 and 13 right here. Those, and then let's see some of these more recent pieces. This one, number 10, 8, 7, and 11. And I just so happen to have this piece over here. So we'll have this piece as well. Interesting. All right. Well, we have our parts. We're going to need some plates, and we're going to need some screws, and we're going to need a lot of stuff. So we got this here. Have a screw-in driver. We have some plates here for when we need them. I'm sure there's some more plates around here. We'll need a bunch of them. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're doing is, looks like we're going to be attaching TF5. Oh, okay. So first thing we're going to be doing is screwing some of these 2-hole pieces on. All right, there we go. There is the whole part that we just did. So this section down here was kind of a pain in the butt. And there's a little bit of adjusting that needs to be done. But a lot of that will happen when we get the ring put on and all that kind of stuff. So we'll go through and make sure that it all fits together. I'll have to go back, count all the screws that we put in because, I've been keeping track of that kind of stuff. So I'll go back and figure that out and whatnot. But starting to put together the top framework. That's exciting. All right. I was going to add a little bit of work to this one, but I decided against it. But I will show off some work that I did. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is the cargo stuff that I put in, and you can see that it's kind of up in the air. So if we look down there, you can see how it's elevated. So it looks like it's hovering. And from that angle, you can even see the two little dots that I have for like lights or indicators or whatever. But I think that helps kind of fill in that space, hide my mess up. But like I said, it kind of adds a little something to the space, so I kind of like it. That makes that work, and that ends that part. So I shouldn't be doing anything else with this. I can put this over with all the rest of the completed stuff, and we're good to go. I was going to go work on some of those cargo pieces for the next section, but I think I am going to save that for another time. So the rest of this is all about painting stuff. And if you recall, these parts back here was one of the things that I spent a lot of time trying to figure out. I think I ended up getting it correct, so that makes me happy that I was able to figure it out. So that's good. But the rest of this is all about painting and stuff like that. So on the lower section where those bolts went, this is basically telling you if you're going to use the landing gear and not have those bolts in place, then this is what you're going to do to, what you'll want to do to fill it in and make it look good. So, but yeah, so this talks about a lot of the different stuff and painting these different sections and whatnot. So, and like I said, we're not ready to get to that point yet. I'll probably paint the entire thing all together as opposed to top first and bottom first or whatever. So it'll all get painted together. I just need to make sure that I'm not putting on parts first that I have to paint stuff ahead of time. So that is everything in issue 50. In issue 60, we're going to get some more framework. I'm guessing that we won't put those on just for the simple fact that when you do put together a framework, they like to save up several pieces before you do it. So I would guess that we're going to work on something else in issue 51. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this issue, and may the force be with you always.